Hey guys, I'm going to try to respond to a commenter that asked me about, my thoughts about playing shape when playing bank pool. I think he was talking about bank pool, not just playing shape off of a bank, like in one pocket or nine ball or something. But it's kind of the same thing for me. When you playing any game of pool and you have a shot you want to make, you have the potential to play shape on your next shot. You always have to kind of weigh, is it worth it? Because by playing shape, you're probably going to make your original shot more difficult. 99% of the time, I bet. And the thing about banks is they're always more difficult. Things affect banks that don't affect regular shots. Speed affects banks. Regular shot doesn't care. Spin absolutely affects banks. Regular shot doesn't care. Except for the squirt and stuff, swerve and stuff like that. But if I had the 7 cross side, which is a pretty darn easy shot, right? I'm bad at examples. I know I've mentioned that a million times. So I have the 7 cross side. I could draw straight back and back out here for a shot at the 15 in this corner, to bank to 15. This 7 is already, it's an easy bank, but it's hard. Bank shots are hard. Nick Varner once very famously said, there ain't a bank shot out there that can't be missed. And I 100% believe that. And you start trying to manipulate the cue ball around, it makes the shot more difficult. This particular case I was just talking about, I'd be shooting it harder because I want to get the stroke, and I'd be putting bottom on the cue ball, which could make the 7 open up a little bit unnaturally. At this steep of an angle, I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be the fact that I'm shooting harder that's going to affect it more than anything else. So when you shoot it, okay, that's something I would do in real life, is I would have shot the 7 and did the draw thing. But that's about as complicated as it gets for me playing bank pool. If I can vary the speed of the shot a little bit to get shape on another ball, then I'll do that. If I can hit the cue ball top or bottom to get shape on the next ball, then I will very often do that. Not every time. I almost never stray off of the vertical axis. In other words, no right, no left. No top right, top left, nothing like that. Because you start putting spin on a ball, on the cue ball, then you have to start dealing with squirt and swerve and spin and do spin on the ball you're hitting. And again, that affects banks. The only time I will go away from the vertical axis is to avoid a kiss. Pretty much. I don't like making just broad statements like that, because somebody will see me playing at Derby City or something and go, Dave, I saw you put right English on a shot, you liar. I was mistaken. Most of the time, if I'm trying to avoid a kiss, that's the only time that I'll put any kind of left or right on the ball. Most of the time. Think about, any shot in pool. I don't know. I'm bad at examples. I think I mentioned that like 10 seconds ago. If I'm sitting here like I'm trying to get it where I don't have a shot at the 12, if I'm just playing a regular game of pool, I could shoot the 2 and draw back if I was very good at drawing back the length of the table jacked up. Or maybe if I was an idiot. But it's not worth it. It's not worth doing that. Let's make the 2 even tougher. Give myself kind of the same situation. Okay, sure. So now I could jack up, shoot the 2, draw back for the 12. Or I could try that and butcher the 2 and miss it by 5 miles and sell out. You have to, wait. What are you good at? What's the situation? All that. In this case, playing regular pool, right now, I'm going to cinch that 2 ball and probably bank to 12. I'm going to, attempt to do those things. Those are the highest percentage for me. Anytime I have a bank shot, any pool player that has a shot should be making that kind of determination. Is it worth it for me to get, bad examples. I can't think of a place for the 2. Let's say I want to bank to 12, and one of my options is to shoot it with like top right English, follow around. Now let's maybe put the 2 over here. Maybe that'll work. Follow up with top right, then bank to 2 in the same pocket. Is that worth it to me? Because I'm making the 12 harder. Or maybe I just bank to 12 and then bank the 2 in that corner. Even though the banking the 2 in this corner would be a harder shot, and that banking the 2 cross die from right here would be, I'm not making the 12 any more difficult. And after all that yammering here, this isn't that bad. It's still a bank shot. They're still hard. Bank shots are still hard. If I have a situation where I'm faced with this, and I got to shoot the 2, and if I'm going to play for the 5, draw back, that's tough, and that's a decision that I have to make. In this case, it's still vertical axis stuff. I feel like I have a pretty good handle on that most of the time, but I'm probably not going to hit it so hard that I try to draw all the way back to here. I'm probably going to try to draw back and get this angle, the crossing angle. If I just shoot a stop shot to 2, I'm not going to have a shot on the 5. If the 5 were out here, I'd probably shoot a stop shot at the 2 ball and try to bank the 5 down in that pocket. Because the 2 is already tough. I don't want to make it any tougher by having to hit it harder with draw and all that. So in this case, I would just do that. Sure, now I have a harder shot on the 5 than I would have had if I drew back and I got this angle. But I made the 2, and the 2 was already tough enough. Bank shots are almost always. Remember when I said I don't like making generalities like 2 minutes ago? It's almost always enough of a challenge to just make the bank shot. And if you start throwing in, I got to play shape for something, that might make it too much of a challenge. It might make it too difficult. Yeah, I missed that shot. But that's fine. So, one of the things that I will do very often, and I don't want to say this is what the top bankers do, but a lot of them that I know this is what they'll do, is play zone position on a bank. Not trying to play shape for something, trying to get to a place where you're probably going to have another makeable shot. Not going to get perfect on the next shot maybe, but you're probably going to have something. You're not going to get yourself in trouble. I don't want to shoot a stop shot on this 12. See, why did I say 12? My numbers are so bad. On this 11, this is the 11. I don't really want to shoot a stop shot. I don't really want to follow up to here. This isn't that bad of a shot. If I just draw back a little bit, maybe I'll have the 10 cross side. Maybe I'll have the 5 straight back in this corner, something like that. I don't have to play shape and try to get right here, right on this line. Because by trying to get right on this line, I'm taking my mind off of what's important. And what's important is it's 11, which is a bank, and therefore a hard shot. There's no such thing as an easy bank. See, I overdrew the holy crap out of that shot. I've always said I would rather like overstroke a ball than understroke a ball. It always seems like that would be something that would be easier to correct. So I have nothing now, and that's fine. That's what happens with YouTube. Let's just say I came back to here. Then, like I said, I can cross-side to 10. I can straight back to 5. I have a shot at another ball. Not the perfect shape of the next ball, but a shot. It's just zone position. So next time I get into a situation where making the shot is tough enough, I can't even give any consideration to zone position. It's like, well, it'd be nice if I got another shot after this, but I'm not going to try to manipulate anything. I'm just going to try to just make this ball not scratch and hope. That's all I'm going to do. And not scratch. Remember when I said not scratch 5 seconds ago? Had I not scratched, maybe I'd have been like this. Not ideal. It's a cross-side shot. It's not ideal. I don't have anything to even consider playing shape for now. Let's put something out there. This is a hard enough shot, mainly because the cue ball is close to the rail. I'm going to be a little bit elevated. It's a hard enough shot for me. There's not going to be any playing shape. If the cue ball was out here, I might be tempted to just hit this with top, because I'm pretty good at this cross-side shot when I'm not elevated. Just hit it with top and follow all the way down here to cross corner the 9. But because I'm elevated, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to just basically try to shoot a stop shot at the 5. And then try to cross the 9. Sure, maybe I could have hit it with top and followed down here like this. But that would have made the 5 tougher. And that wasn't worth it to me. It was not worth it to me in that situation to make the 5 a tougher shot. It was already tough enough. Oh, I hit that so bad. Man, it sucked. Kind of my thoughts about playing banks, playing shape in bank pool, is try to keep in mind that all bank shots are tough. All bank shots are missable. There are almost anything you could do with where you hit that cue ball or how fast you hit that cue ball can affect your bank, can make you miss the bank. If you don't take it into account, if you don't judge it correctly, what's going to happen and all that. It's a lot easier for me to not have to worry about induced throw on the ball if I don't put any spin on the cue ball. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about squirt. Don't have to worry about swerve. Don't have to worry about spin-induced spin. I don't have to worry about cut-induced spin. We have to do that anyway. Can throw all that stuff away, go back to vertical axis, vary my speed a little bit, maybe. And that's all. Try to keep it as simple as I can. Not playing shape for the next ball. Trying to play shape for a position where I feel like I'm probably going to get another shot. And when I get that other shot, play shape for some other position where I'm probably going to get another shot. It's very rare that I will try to play shape, some kind of precise shape for something. The only time I would do that is if I have to. If there's a situation where the ball will only go from this certain angle. If I went across, if I know that the 9's got to go cross corner, for example, let's put a ball here. So it's got to go cross corner. And I know, for whatever reason, it's got to be, I got to put the cue ball on this line to make the bank. I was thinking like if there's another ball like here. So I can't come down here and make the 9. I have to be like up here, like on this angle, or I'm going to get a double kiss. If I'm down here, I'm going to get a double kiss. I'm up here, probably not, maybe. Kind of depends on how fast you can look. But And I decided that's where I want it. That's where it needs to be. So yeah, then I would just try to do that. If I didn't get on that exact line, then I would have to reevaluate. But usually I wouldn't do that. Usually if I get in this layout here, I'm going to try to put the cue ball more like this angle so I can bank the 13 and then worry about the 9 instead of trying to get perfect on the 9. Does that make any sense? Almost kind of maybe makes sense to me. And so we'll see. I'll rewatch this and see how it goes. So thanks, guys.